best in podcasts, the best in town. You want to get up, get ready to get down. With its big wide sky and the wild river Thames, if you want to go, we can take you there to Great Falls, Montana.
Welcome to the greatest damn town in Montana, Great Falls. I'm Rebecca Ingham.
I'm Shannon Newth,
and we're
no damn experts.
I am pretty excited for today.
Mm-hmm.
Listeners, you'll never know this, but
No.
we're recording 2 episodes today.
Double episode today.
Yeah.
Not double episode, but
This episode, I'm pretty excited
Yeah,
about.
I
I
am too.
like when you bring in the people who make
The pros.
make it happen.
yeah. You're also wearing appropriate colors today too for this.
Because I knew.
Are you sure it wasn't just coincidence?
No.
Wow. I don't believe you.
plan. Don't be.
Got a lot of green going. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us,
Yeah.
tell the listeners what we know.
Well, we are excited because we have a room full of Voyagers today. That is our baseball team. We have 2 players. Let's introduce yourselves. We'll go across the table first.
I'm Joshua Collett.
I'm Danny Galvan.
Awesome.
And you play for our minor league baseball team, the Great Falls Voyagers.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know the history of why they're called the Voyagers, it has nothing to do with Lewis and Clark. And it has a lot to do with UFOs. And we
Yeah.
have an entire episode devoted to that in our
Mhm.
archives. But let's get down to details. I have to assume, because it's a minor league team, you aren't from Great Falls. So tell us where you're from and how you ended up here. The long, sordid journey.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to include parts you've broken along the way, that's fine as well.
So I'm from Dunedin, Florida. That's where the Blue Jays play spring training. It was actually my high school field was their spring training field.
Oh,
And,
wow. That's
Nice.
big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a great experience growing up there, and then I went to 4 different colleges.
Oh, wow. Just
Nobody
moved
wanted
around.
me very much, so
I thought maybe you
could
were
flip
getting the
that, be like,
variety.
right. You were wanted so much that you just went to a different one every year.
it's a good way to
Yeah.
look at it. But so I went to Seminole State College, which is a junior college in Orlando, the first 2 years. I went to the University of Pittsburgh, where I had multiple injuries, and that's the reason I didn't stick around there.
Pittsburgh.
Like it's Pittsburgh's fault.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
right.
is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just blame it on
But,
Pittsburgh.
and then I went to Erskine College, which is in a very small rural town in South Carolina.
Okay.
I got my bachelor's degree from there, and then last year I got my master's degree from Belmont Abbey in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Yeah, and then moved out to Phoenix 6 months ago, and then went to the Pioneer League tryout out there and got signed by Great Falls out of that. So
Oh.
So brains and brawn, I have to ask, what was the bachelor and master's in?
bachelor's is exercise science, and
yeah.
then my master's is organizational leadership, which is
Nice.
not a real degree. So
I was considering it. I mean, I
Yeah,
looked
it's
at
a real
that.
thing. It's very much a study.
Yeah.
I have a minor in leadership studies, and that was part of it. It's a real thing.
yeah,
We're going to say it's
it didn't feel like it when I was going through it. But
You got to make Shannon feel good
Yeah.
about herself.
Like I had to write a paper on chaos theory, which is all part. Yeah, so it's a real thing. Yeah. Well, good work.
And you've been playing baseball for how long of your life?
I can't remember a time where I wasn't
Yeah.
playing
Okay.
baseball. So it's been nonstop since I could probably walk.
All right. Now
I will.
Okay.
I will
go
say
ahead.
we have a colleague whose kids are in baseball, and just that whole world of kids baseball, man,
That's a different
it's a
animal.
lot.
Yeah, it can get
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
a lot.
Okay, you're up.
So I'm Danny Galvan. I'm from Key West, Florida, if you know
Oh,
where
well,
that's at.
Florida boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't, brief description, look at the map of
Mhm.
Florida, look at the Florida Keys, look at the very bottom one. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
Ooh, the bottom.
Yeah. So
The bottom key.
The butt.
very all the way at the bottom. Then I went to FSW, which is Florida Southwestern. Sorry, it's a junior college in Fort Myers for for 2019 and then 2020. And then for the last 4 years, I was at Kaiser, which is in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And
so you
then-
hopped around a bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I went to the the Northwoods League in Wisconsin. It's a summer ball league, which you can play after you graduate for the first half of the summer. And
Okay.
I did one start there, and then I got signed here to come here
Okay.
last year.
Oh, wow.
So I was here last year too.
Nice.
So you're 2 years in.
Yes, this is my second year.
Huh. Well, that's fun. How long have you been playing baseball?
Same thing with him.
Yeah,
As long as I can
for-
walk. The only difference I'll say is I had a little thing where I did golf with baseball.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm a pitcher, so I don't need a hit.
I
Don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about messing the swing up.
Is that universal? I like baseball. I'm not a fanatic. Is it normal that pitchers don't hit?
Recently, yeah, because they
Okay.
came out with in the MLB with a universal DH. But back then, I don't remember. Was it the AL or the NL that was pitchers?
The NL.
So the
that pitchers
NL
hit.
would the pitchers would hit, and the AL they would be able to DH for the pitcher. And that rule changed in what 2020, 2021,
Something like that, yeah.
and now it's universal. So everybody has a DH, unless you're Shohei Ohtani, where you can throw 100 and hit bombs. So
Yeah.
That
we
would
won't
be
compare
me.
ourselves. It's probably handy though, because if you golf, like it's a much different grip than.
I mean,
Right?
I believe it or
mean, or
not,
maybe you
I
just-
actually 10 finger it. So like
Do ya?
I swing it like if it was a baseball bat, and I
Okay.
just try to hit it really hard.
I mean, that's a good theory.
How does
It's
that
better
work
than
for you?
mine. Like, I'm just watching TikTok videos of golfers, and they're like, bend over at the waist and
Yeah, that never
practice your
works.
swing. And I'm like, well, I'm doing it completely wrong because the way I'm working on the course
Do
isn't
you
at all.
not, do you
the
not bend
same.
over when you try to hit a golf ball?
No, not the way
What do
you're
you-
supposed to.
Are you squatting all the?
Yeah. I'm mostly in the cart drinking a
that's
beer.
Right, that's another. Yeah.
Okay, so first impressions of Great Falls. You can be unfiltered if you'd like to.
It's different. I mean, coming
is
from
different
Florida,
than Florida,
I'm not saying that in a bad
absolutely.
way. It's way
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about alligators here.
Or humidity.
That is true. It's very it's dry compared to Florida.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed is what you guys would call torrential downpour is like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
In
a
Florida.
sprinkle.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And the temperature,
Mm.
coming from 95 degrees.
Oh, well, you'll love this weekend then.
Whoa, it's been beautiful. The first week I got here in May, it was pretty cold.
Yeah.
It was like 30 or 40s, and then our first game of the season, when we were away, it was in the 40s, and that was drastically different. But this last week at the end, and this week whole time, it's been beautiful.
Okay.
Does the humidity, like lack thereof, make a big difference in your like game or how you feel, or even just like
It just doesn't make you.
Gripping
It just doesn't make you sweat as much. Honestly, it's a
Yeah.
little better
Better
not
grip
to not
on
have
it.
humidity, because when
That's
you're in
what I would
humidity,
think.
you're sweating constantly.
That's what I would think. There'd be like a little bit harder to.
Yeah,
though you have
it's
gloves
easier.
and all
It's
that,
easier to
like-
grip in dry versus humidity. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're welcome. Good job.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Okay, I want to dig into what it's like to be a professional athlete. Like, what's the housing? Are you up in mansions? Are you shacked up in dorms? Are people washing your uniforms for you, or you have to do that? What's the food like when you travel? Are you on planes? Tell us what you thought was
Yeah.
going to happen and what actually happened.
Lifestyles.
Yeah, so it is definitely not as glamorous as somebody
Oh,
might think it would be.
sure.
But we've made it work.
You're
and
not showing Ohtani.
yeah,
is what you're
that's
saying.
true. I do not have a $750 million
man.
contract, but
Come on, guys.
yeah. But there is like an incredible group of people in this community in Great Falls who like make this possible for us. A few of them are in this room, but shout out to a few people. My host family, her name is Marcy Roberts. She's awesome. Been super gracious with me, and opening up her home and everything to me has been really nice for somebody that's thousands of miles away from their family
Yeah.
right now. And then shout out to Logan, who's our clubhouse guy, who's
Awesome guy.
the hardest working dude in that building by far.
100%.
And he washes the uniforms.
Mm.
Like anything that we need handled, we bring it to Logan, and it's handled within
Oh,
a few
nice.
hours. So that guy's amazing. But yeah, I mean, we're as far as like travel and stuff, like a lot of it's on a bus. I think we might fly to a few of the games.
We're gonna fly to Oakland because that's like
That's a bit of a
17
drive.
hours on
Yeah.
a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, an afternoon in Montana, really, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna play, you might need to rest a little more.
Yeah. But they do a good job taking care of us. I mean, the hotel we were in last week when we were in Glacier was, I thought, really great. They took care of us with food, made sure that we had money to eat while we were on the road. So I was really
Gotta keep you
appreciative of
fueled.
that. Thank you guys. And, yeah, I mean it's not what like a little kid might imagine, like when they think about playing like minor league baseball, but in some ways it's better, and you just get this experience that like I feel like is really enriching. Living with somebody that you've never met and like navigating that situation is pretty fun. And then like obviously the people that you meet and the community that you get to be a part of is amazing. So.
Do you get paid to play, or is it just like Benny's? Like, oh, you can come play.
No, yeah,
Have
we
fun.
get paid.
Okay, making sure. And then you're with a host family as well, just yourself, and
Yeah, no, it's just me. I live on a military base with the Montez family.
oh, that is
That's
interesting.
that's interesting that because obviously we've talked before we're a military community with Malmstrom Air Force Base. You can live on base, but that's interesting that a host family is on base. So now you're also getting the military experience.
Same host family I had last year too, so I
Okay.
went back with them. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's
Wait, before you go, where do you go when you're not here?
What do you mean?
Like off season.
Yeah, where are you going?
Back home?
Oh, just hanging out at home?
Yeah.
Okay. I just envision you living here the entire time.
No. After the off season, I'll go back home to Key West with my girlfriend and my family, and then I'll just work with whoever I can get a job with.
Okay.
But yeah, so I live on base with the Montez family, and it is last year. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, not in a bad way. It's terrifying, just for me because
100%.
You're on a military.
Okay.
Yeah.
base.
One,
Yeah.
I go on base to do like trainings or talks, and it terrifies me just going on base. I can't even imagine being a player that has to go and navigate that every day just to get home.
well, I have found the route that I know. Okay, I gotta make this, and I know exactly where to get home. And then I mean, when you think about it, name a more secure place.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
Like, you're
Like,
safe,
feel it
you know?
here. Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Your hordes of adoring fans are
Yeah,
not
no
breaking
one's
out
getting-
of
no one's getting into
paparazzi,
that place.
not banging
No.
on your door. Yeah.
It is funny to think about like mannerisms that you would do like driving. As soon as you get up to the gate, you're like, I'm here you go, sir. Here's the
I'm ready
paper
to
right
go.
here.
Everything's
And
good.
after you like
got through.
I made
Like,
it through.
There's nothing to worry about, but every time you're like, oh, I hope I don't get busted.
It's kind
For
of that
what?
concept
Nothing.
of when
Literally
you're
nothing.
leaving
Yeah.
a store. Does anyone else do that? I've seen videos on this. When you're leaving a store and they have the like security things, and it's like you haven't stolen anything
But it
or
goes
put anything
off.
in your purse, but you're like, please don't go off, please don't go off, please
yeah,
don't go off.
literally the same thing. 100%.
Yeah. And so you're back. Did your family request you again?
Yes,
Okay.
but usually how it works is if you had a host family from last year and like you had a good experience, they're most likely just gonna put you back with them because
First right of refusal.
yeah, and like why wouldn't they? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find host families sometimes because
Yeah.
you have to be a pretty amazing person to open your home up to a complete stranger.
Yeah.
So
Those Florida people, you know. There's
Yeah.
a lot of rumors about you guys. Yeah.
We've heard the stories. So you're in Great Falls, you're playing. You've played all of your life. You've played through one of the big things working on here in Great Falls is high school baseball.
Like
Everybody wants it
sanctioned.
as a sport in high school. Was that always the case for you guys?
yeah,
Both growing up, your high schools had that just like
very big
basketball.
high school
and-
schools for me.
Huge.
Okay.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Okay,
Makes sense.
that's good.
We had the Great Falls Electric, our pro basketball team here. We had a couple players on a while back, and we talked through their kind of like day in the life of when they weren't at training. One of them was like constantly in the gym, constantly like basically that's all he did, and the other one did a lot of other things. What's day in the life
For a
like
baseball
for
player.
you guys? Yeah.
So let's say day in the life off season this last season. I would
Okay.
wake up, I'd go to work, and it was 6 to 3. Then right after that, I'd go to the high school baseball field, who I still know the coach, and I know small town, so I know even the kids that are growing up there. So I'd go and I'd throw there, and sometimes get the opportunity to face their hitters, just like make sure I'm in good shape. And then after that, I'd go to the gym, and then I'd go home, and it'd probably be like 5:30, and then I like to play video games, so
Oh,
I play some video games, talk to my girlfriend, and then go to sleep and do it the next day.
Yeah.
be done. What's it like during the season? I mean, you're here now. What happened before you showed up here?
I'd wake up, go to the gym, go to the field.
Yeah,
Same thing.
same
That's
thing.
it. Do you have practice every day?
We have games 6 days a week,
Yeah,
so
you
we
have a
don't.
lot of games.
You know, like your practice is kind of like baked into that day. Like we're both relievers, so the chance to pitch is pretty frequent for us.
Wait. You're both pitchers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And so like we got to try to be ready as often as possible. But there are definitely days like I threw 62 pitches on Tuesday,
Good
so
grief.
I'm not gonna pitch probably for the next yesterday and today, and then
Okay.
maybe Friday I'll have the opportunity to pitch again. But you know, these 2 days it's just like kind of focusing on what I feel like I didn't do well
Mhm.
in the game, and like that's my practice, and that's
More of
pretty
like a mental rumination.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's, you know, you got to, when you're in the position that we're in, like our starters get more of a week to prepare like for their one day that they have to throw, but for us it's like you have to bake it into like whatever that routine is that's going to make sure you're ready to go.
That's
the
a lot.
next
That
day.
seems more
That means
challenging.
seems tougher.
I was a
It's-
starter last
yeah.
year, and it is a different experience, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Mhm.
Not a good, not good, bad experience.
Just
Just,
different.
different.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like how he said, you get a week in between starts. So I threw on Wednesdays last year. So if I had Wednesdays, like, okay, I didn't do this well. I have the whole week until Tuesday to realize, okay, I did what I needed to do.
Mm.
Let's fix it. Now it's, you threw yesterday. You're probably going to throw again on Friday or Saturday. You got 2 days to figure it out.
I'm gonna say it. It seems like maybe you're lacking a little bit. One day a week you pitch.
Not,
As the
no, as
starters.
a starter, we're
No.
both relievers.
Starters, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but one day in a week is all you have. That's your job, is to pitch, and you just show up for that one day, and then the rest of the week you're like, all right, somebody else can do it. Is that
As
right?
a starter, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
They do throw a lot more
Yeah, like
pitches
they're
than we
throwing
do.
115, 120 pitches versus
Yeah.
us throwing 40 or 50. Maybe
Yeah.
we do that once or twice.
And
Okay.
we're the two of us are like the guys that are kind of more stretched out to say in our bullpen, so like we'll throw more than like most of the other guys.
Yeah,
in
they'll
our
throw
bullpen.
like 20, 30 pitches, 1 or 2 innings. We'll go like 50 to 65 or 70 pitches.
Oh wow.
That's a lot. Do you have a preference between starting and relieving?
Oh.
It depends on the situation for me.
Mhm.
If I'm just talking about bland start versus bland relief, I'd rather start because I like the aspect of like the game isn't going until I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
Versus a reliever, I'm potentially coming in someone else's situation that
Mhm.
I have to fix.
Yeah.
So there's more pressure, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you always been pitchers? Have there been other positions you've played?
Yeah, I mean, I played the field all growing up. I got to high school and guys started throwing like above like 75 miles an hour, and I couldn't see the ball anymore. So it just was like, you know, it was, you know, I was a really big, strong kid. Like I was 6 feet tall when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
Okay.
So like
Me
I
too.
like
Yeah.
What she means is she's been that height since she was 12 years old.
Nope. Believe it or not. Nope.
Yeah.
Still growing in college.
So I could hit the ball very hard, and like I could hit it pretty far. So my coaches like gave me every opportunity, but I disappointed at every turn. So they very
But
quickly.
here you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I found my home on the mound. So they very quickly took the bat out of my hand. But you know,
They're
it
like,
was,
this
I-
kid's going to be a pitcher.
Yeah.
So he does not ever have to hit the
Yeah.
ball.
But yeah, I mean, I played the outfield when I was a kid. I was very good defensively in center field. Probably wouldn't be anymore. I'm significantly heavier and slower now, but yeah, I mean, I mean, played other sports too. Like, it's good to be a well-rounded athlete.
Yeah.
You know,
What other sports?
my family was a big basketball family, so
Oh,
my mom was a high school basketball star.
Wow.
And I think the way that it's been explained to me, my father, the only reason that he was allowed to continue dating my mother was because he beat her one-on-one, and none of her other boyfriends had ever done that.
I had a
So-
situation
I
like
like
that
her.
in college.
So
I like your mom.
yeah, no, my mom is the most competitive person I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I
and-
could have fun with your mom.
But yeah, I mean, we played basketball. I played football for a year in high school and decided that was an awful idea.
Yeah.
And you know, but we did everything as kids. We
Mm.
played soccer. I played golf. I mean, every sport that you could have played that like was organized in our town, I played it.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
Nice.
Mhm.
So you all leave right before it gets really cold, though. You haven't
God.
spent a
I'm sorry.
winter here. Thanks for
I
thank
can
you
do
to
the cold for
baseball.
about a week. After that, I'm just like, it needs to be 100 degrees.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have come back again if he had to
Yeah.
stay through the winter. This is good. He leaves in the off season, maybe.
So then the other question I have is when your coach, does like your coach come up and go, you could do this better, you could do that better. I'm like, as a professional in this industry, you kind of want to look at the coach and go, yeah, I got this. I know you telling me what I did wrong isn't going to help.
I mean, that actually happened this season. So I didn't know, like, I mean, most of the time you don't know what the coach's plans are because they're still thinking of like what could be good, what could not be good. So I came in with the plan of like, I'm going to start like I did last year. So that's what I was working towards. And then I get here and my coach was like, hey, listen, like, I want to try something. Like, we know you can start. We know if we need to put you back in that role, you can do it. But I want to see what happens if I put you at the bullpen where you can go an inning or 2 innings and you can, let it rip. So that's what happened. And that's why I'm in the bullpen right now.
Oh,
So it can happen. It's not like when a coach says that to you, it's not like he's saying like, oh, you can't do it.
Mhm.
Because there are plenty of instances where people started and they were in the minor leagues and then they're like, okay, well, what happens if we put you in the bullpen? And then they just explode and then they shoot to the major leagues.
oh,
So, something like that where you think like, okay, let's try it. What's the worst case scenario? It doesn't work. We just put you back to start.
yeah.
That's great that you have that opportunity, though, to kind
Yeah.
of play with that a little bit,
100%.
see where your full potential can
Yeah.
come out. That's great.
And kind of understanding that dynamic is also pretty interesting. When it comes to the other players, are you friends with the other players? Do you get to hang out with them? Is there,
Team bonding.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go have lunch at the Roadhouse Diner after
Oh,
this.
good
So
choice.
Never been.
Oh,
when
good
2
choice.
years in and you've never been?
I'm a very like
Come on, Dan.
person when it comes to like habit. So like if I
Oh.
find places that like are on the way to the field or like I know like I go right here
So
like
is this throwing off your whole
He goes
day
to
of a
podcast
no,
podcast?
and
no,
and
no, no,
Roadhouse
no, no,
today?
no, no, because I knew it was happening,
You knew it was happening.
But, yeah.
You're not for one for spontaneity.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
yeah, and we just got another guy to come and fill in for a guy who's on the IL right now, and we're gonna go pick him up and then take him over there too. So if you do visit Great Falls, please check out the Roadhouse Diner. It's only
Yeah.
open like 4 days a week, which
Yeah.
is a travesty.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been there like 5 times.
Good
I've been here
choice.
for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
so it's really good.
Good choice. Well, okay, what's your favorite burger there so far?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
I've kind of like built my own burger, which
Mhm.
it gets a little pricey, but I think at this point it's just everything's pricey. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been like slowly working my way through the menu. I will
Yeah,
say
good
like
choice.
the Elvis fries are unbelievable.
Ooh,
Yeah.
So,
mhm.
Yeah.
but
My favorite burger is the Winchester.
okay.
So just plug in, just throwing that out there.
Well, good for you. I love
What's yours? Good for you. Hush.
The lowrider is my
Oh.
favorite burger, and I love that they have a special every week.
Yeah.
Like it's a new
Like a
burger.
themed special.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then you're like, oh, should I try it? One time I went to a place in Great Falls that will remain nameless, and they said to me, on their menu they've got a peanut butter burger, and I'm like,
Mhm.
well, that sounds disgusting. And the guy's like, no, it's so good, it's amazing, and he's just going on and on and on about his peanut butter burger, and I'm like, fine, I'll try it. So I tried it, and I'm like, it's not disgusting, it's not bad, not my favorite.
Roadhouse has a peanut butter one,
Yeah.
don't they? Peanut butter and jelly one. Yeah. Have you tried that one yet?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
No, I'm very afraid of like jelly on like savory things. Like,
This is
I
what
like.
we've learned about you today. Afraid of jelly.
Yeah, I'm a
I mean,
big
it
fan of
sneaks
just.
out of the corner, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like just a normal PB&J, but like you add something else in there, and I
Like
go,
ground beef.
yeah, I'm like, I don't. It's probably good, but
I think PB&J burger with a fried egg on it is probably the way to go. I
Oh,
don't
now
know
you're
if I
just
would
adding
do
all kinds of stuff to
yeah,
it.
I don't know if I could do. Anyway, enough about burgers.
Danny, you should share though your experience today at Roadhouse. Take some pictures. We'll share it with our
Yeah.
I will.
Visit Great Falls followers.
That
yeah.
would be nice.
Mhm.
Have you done any of the museums?
I haven't. My girlfriend, when I so Montana is my girlfriend's favorite state. She's from
Good.
Seattle.
Good girl.
And so
How did you meet that one?
she moved
You-
to Florida when
okay.
when she was younger, and I met her.
I was hoping you were
4
going to
years
say
ago, I
Philadelphia.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, where all the injuries happened.
Yeah. But she
She
when
makes you go.
I signed here, she was like, "There's like 17 museums," and I was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, like, what do you want me to do about that?" And then she was like,
Go
"Well,
to
we'll
them.
go when we're there." I'm like, "Okay," and so I'm excited for when that happens, but I haven't checked any of them out so
There
far.
are
Oh, yeah,
there are
just wait.
13.
Oh, the 13.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could make up some more because there's a few opportunities for
Yeah.
that,
Okay.
but
Yeah. 13.
You're gonna be
Montana's
busy
museum capital.
learning.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah. Well, you guys should share your adventures going around to all the museums too.
Yeah, just do all of our content
Yeah,
development
we'd
for
love
us. That
that.
would be fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for
that would
that.
be
Yeah.
great. Was playing major league, minor league baseball always something you guys were focused on?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's the dream as a little kid, you know.
For sure. Yeah.
And your family was like, okay, nobody ever sat you down and said like, maybe since the balls come real fast, this is not the plan for you.
No, my parents have been supportive to a fault is the way that I would describe it. It has been, honestly, I was good for my first few years in college. And then because of the injuries, I tried to pitch through one of them for 3 years. I broke a bone in my foot in half and I just tried to pitch on it.
That
so
does not seem like a good plan.
yeah, so it was a very bad plan. But I spent for basically the last 3 years of my career, I was not very good, and I was making absolutely no progress in the off season. And my parents, just like for some reason, believe in me more than anybody has any business believing in another person, and they've continued to support me in every way possible through it. And I was honestly, when I was a kid, I honestly wasn't very good either. So like I would say like, I want to play Major League Baseball. And my mom would be like, okay. And then like go back inside. And then I played for a guy who's in the Hall of Fame now. And once I met him, things just kind of started clicking for me and I got better and better as I went along. And then, I've just continued to try to give myself opportunities to make it there at this point. So hopefully I can
Keep
finally
doing
get
that.
there at some point. But
That's the goal.
Got the tenacity for it. That's for sure.
How big of families do you come from?
I mean, I have a big family where it's like there's people scattered all over the place, but when it comes to like a family that you probably talk to on a daily basis, I mean, most of them are all in Key West.
Okay.
And then my girlfriend's family's in Miami.
Okay.
Florida. There's a lot of people in that state.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, there is.
Did you have siblings that
Yeah, I had 2 older brothers.
and
so.
they're baseball as well?
So Ricky's about a decade older than I am. So he played football, basketball. He was probably the least athletic of the 3 of us. Sorry, Rick. And then Michael, who's about a year and a half older than me, he played baseball, but he was more like soccer was his thing. He was really fast when we were kids, and it made me so mad. But yeah, I mean, sports was always a thing with us. Our dad coached like most of the teams that we were on.
Wow.
My mom obviously is a little crazy when it comes to competition. So, but they were both incredible parents, and we had a very rich childhood with all the the sports and everything. So,
Any siblings?
I have an older sister.
And does she play any sports?
I'm pretty positive she did track and field when she was in high school, but other than that, no. But my dad did coach a couple teams that I was on when I was in Little League, and that is kind of like where I got my first like pitching, because I always wanted to try to pitching. I thought it was very cool and fun, but I never just got the opportunity. And then I got it one time. I don't even remember the situation where it was going on, and it turns out that I wasn't bad because I knew I had a good arm. I played third base and I played left field, so I knew I had the arm to do it. And then when I got to pitch the first time, I was like, oh, I'm actually not that bad. And then high school happened, and I would pitch and play the field, and then by my junior year, I was like, I just need to pitch.
Yeah.
because I, like I said, I wasn't very good at hitting that ball, especially when you start getting higher up in high school. The ball speeds get higher and higher. So, yeah.
How fast, on average, do each of you pitch?
Oh.
I've
Or is this like one of those secret things where you're like,
there's
can't
so many different ways to find out how hard each of us throw, especially at this level. It's not a secret.
Yeah.
They know how hard I will throw my warm-up pitches when I'm just flicking it.
Yeah.
So average is like 92, 93, and I've been up to 96.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, if I can at some point have my body feel good, I'll set like 92 to 94.
Yeah.
I've been up to 96 as well,
Yeah.
but it's been like 90, 91 the past few times I've been out there.
It works though.
Yeah, my body's just like, I'm in one of those periods right now where every part of my body is like, hey man, we're not doing this right now.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what you think we can do, but it's not this.
Yeah.
That's rough. I mean, that's hard
Mhm.
on your body, on your shoulder.
I've seen a video, and I can't remember like what, when you throw a baseball at 95 miles an hour, what the strain of like weight it actually feels like you're throwing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
So the force that your body undergoes during a pitch is about 9 times your body weight.
Good grief.
Yeah. So, and by all intensive measures, what we do on the mound should not be possible. Like the ability to throw the pitch where we're trying to throw it, like the physics, the biomechanics, and like the timing of everything should be like impossible. And just in terms of like speaking of in broad terms, but
so you're doing the impossible every day.
Sort
That's
of,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. You know, I think that makes it sound like it's, you know, a bigger deal than it actually is.
No,
but
it is a big deal.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean it's something that like I love about the game is like it can be as simple as you want it to be, but like there's this whole world that everything is extremely complex, and if you're not looking for it, it doesn't matter to you, right? But as a player, it's like you really come to understand how difficult it is what you're trying to do, and then like you're trying to be one of the best 1,200 people on the planet doing it. So
insane.
You know,
No.
it is crazy.
Just easy
No big
peasy.
deal. No.
Yeah.
I would say, and I enjoy watching baseball, but I know nothing about the inner workings of it. I mean, obviously you want to be fast with it, but it seems like placement accuracy is more. Obviously, the full package is important, but if you could pick like accuracy over speed, is that?
I hate to say this, but it truly depends on the team you're playing for.
Sure. Yeah.
Because every team has their own different like thing. Like I have a buddy who is currently in the minor league system for the Dodgers, and the Dodgers, the only thing they care about is velocity.
Okay.
Like they will take a guy that's 101, 102 that can put it down the middle of the zone but can't paint the corners when he wants to. It's kind of happy accident versus a guy that's like us, that's like 3-4, touching 5-6, that can put the ball wherever we want.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the organization that you're in.
To me, because, you know, I'm going to have my own team here, I would pick you guys over the velocity guy because you can have the placement more where you want it to be.
That's always kind of been my thing. I hate walking people. So I need the command over throwing it really, really hard. I mean, throwing it really hard comes with it. Like there's certain pitches where it's like, okay, I need to throw this ball as hard as I can. But that means the time and place comes for it.
Do you ever intentionally walk someone? I mean, there's obviously strategy to the game, but
Yes and no. So there is like just an intentional walk where I don't know if it's this way in this league, but in college, like your head coach can just come out of the dugout and say, hey, put him on first base, and you don't have to throw anything to him. But there is certain hitters, and I doubt that would be the case in this league because we're all trying to, you know, continue to move on. So you're going to try to face the best guys and show them your best stuff. But there is a certain strategy to like, hey, we're in a big spot in the game. This is by far the best hitter in their lineup. Like, let's see if he just gets himself out, you know, like it's not, and it's never like, oh, we're just giving up on this at bat. It's just like, hey, like if we leave something in the middle of the plate, like this could be the moment that we lose the game, and we don't want to do that. So there is a little bit of strategy from that. I don't know if it's ever like other than like say, hey, like put him on first base. I don't know if there's ever a situation where it's like, hey, you're just not good enough to get this guy out. So like, let's just put him on.
Yeah.
my other question on strategy is sitting at the pitcher's mound, you know, having played in elementary school for PE, it seems frustrating because you're focused on the pitch to go over the plate, but then you also have, if you've got people on base, you got to be aware of what they're going on.
Absolutely.
Do you ever
There's a
just
lot
go,
happening.
you know what, I'm not going to worry about them? Or I hate that guy that's trying to steal second and he just keeps dicking around and I don't want to deal with him anymore.
Quite frequently. Honestly,
I just did it the other day.
I did it so
I
did I.
balked intentionally, so I let him go to third base instead of having him on second.
Yeah, so when there's a runner on first, I'll pay attention to him. Unless it's a bigger guy, like I know, like he's not stealing. Let's be very clear. You steal the bag and you're safe. I didn't do my job of giving the catcher a nice throw. When there's a runner on second, you look over, and I'm not really that worried. When there's a runner on third, I could care less. I know that's like 90 feet to score, but I'm confident in myself that I'm going to get this guy out and he's not going to score. So when there's a runner on third base, like it's very irrelevant to me.
That's so interesting because as a casual viewer, if you will, I'm like, oh, they must be nervous. There's a guy on third.
No.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like this is weird. I'm more nervous if there's a guy on first base versus a guy on third base
Yeah.
because I can't see him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can look over and I'm like right
Yeah.
here and like, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah.
I can't see the guy behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
you've hit on something actually really important for like young players is that like looking at the game, like you see a runner on third or you're
Mhm.
seeing a runner on second and third or even like bases loaded or something, and you think, oh, like this must be like a tough situation. But the reality of the game is like if the bases are loaded and you have no outs, you are potentially 2 pitches away from the inning being over.
Mhm.
So to like sit here and be like, oh, I'm like quaking in my boots when I'm, up there on the mound is like, it's just not the reality. It's like, it could change very fast. And all you have to be focused on is the thing that you're trying to do right now. And
Yeah.
if you're focused on anything else, that's when things start to spiral.
That's a good life lesson right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I'd rather have the bases loaded because then I don't have to worry about trying to focus on anything else. But
I'd rather have nobody on base.
yeah.
yeah, that would
that would
that's
be a
best
great
case.
option too. 0 or all.
Yeah.
All or nothing.
All or nothing. There
All
you
or
go.
nothing.
Now I have another question, which is maybe you don't want to answer, and that's fine as well. How many people have you hit?
Intentionally or unintentionally?
It
So,
does not matter the
Either one.
intention. How many people have you hit?
I led Division II in hit by pitches for 2
Oh,
years.
look at that. A record holder.
Yeah, so I think I want to say the number was probably over those course of those 2 years was probably like 40 or something like that.
Ooh.
Maybe 10.
Huh.
No, I'm
Good
not
for you.
I'm not trying to knock. I would have to actually think about it for people that
Huh.
I've hit. And most of the time, it's the most annoying thing. It comes on a lefty when I'm trying to throw a curveball down, and I just yank it a little bit, and I just place it on top of his foot. And it's just the most annoying thing 'cause I know he probably would have swung at it.
Mm.
So that's usually I've never like been a righty and thrown a fastball and it just misses outright, and I just absolutely smoke him. I mean, I'm sure I've done it, but I can't right now think of a time that I've done it.
Are you both righties?
Mhm.
I wish I was a lefty.
I do too.
Because that's the like.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
supposedly the best, right?
Harder to hit
if anybody
off
else
of.
anybody else here is a lefty or listening to a lefty, I'm sorry, but you guys are just weird.
Yeah.
And-
Well, it's a different mindset. Like
It is literally
left and
Mhm.
right brain. Now all of a sudden you're left-handed. That's your dominant. And
Have you
Things get
tried? Have you
rewired.
tried to switch it up before?
Oh God, it's so bad.
It's not good.
I can't throw a ball with my left hand probably 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
huh,
Oh, me either. But
I couldn't throw a ball with my left hand.
period.
Playing basketball, I tried to do layups. I mean, because coach would yell at us all the time. If you're gonna do a left-handed or left side layup, you gotta use your left hand. I'm like, no, you don't. I mean, it is better, but good lord,
Yeah.
you look like an awkward
Like
duck.
a deer
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to walk. Yeah. What is it like playing in Voyagers Stadium? What's the kind of the crowd like?
Oh.
I know you're back. For you, you're
New.
with 2 games
Yeah,
in
2
now.
But you've played
so-
other stadiums.
right? What? What's the atmosphere like? What is it like being there?
It reminds me of an old timey park, which I like. It like you
Okay.
feel like you get transported back to like the 70s and 80s
Okay.
when it was still affiliated with a major league organization, and it was it's really cool. I enjoy it, and it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot different from some of the stadiums that you can't play in Florida. Like there's
Sure.
some old timey stadiums in Florida, but in my opinion, it's different, and it's really cool.
Got some charm to it. for
Yeah,
that reason.
100%.
Yeah.
You know the history in it.
Yeah. The alien history.
Yep.
Yeah. How about you? Just kind of first impressions, if you will. I know you're not that far into the season yet.
No, yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same feeling. It's just like, I mean, we have a wall in the locker room that has like, it's just like there's some photos of some old players and like seeing like Pedro Martinez and all these guys that like, you just know what's come before you. And like, you know, at some point, like Pedro Martinez is probably a top 3 pitcher of all time. So it's like, at some point he was here in the exact locker room that I'm in, standing on the exact same mound as me. So it's like anything is possible, you know? So like, it's a really cool feeling. And then, I mean, obviously like this community really is awesome. So, you know, they come out, they support us and, you know, give us the opportunity to do this. And obviously without this community and the fans that come and play, we wouldn't be able to. So, you know, it's just something that I'm trying to make sure every day I feel as thankful as I possibly can be for
Absolutely.
it, you know.
Is it surreal at all? Still, does it ever hit you like you stand out there like I am? Like would little boy me be so excited for where I am
last year it did for me like almost every start, especially when like I had family members come. Like when I was my first start, I was driving from Wisconsin to Montana with my dad in the car with me, and we were driving, and I got the text. It was Monday, so we broke it up in 2 days. And the pitching coach was like, "Hey, how do you like? Would you be good to start Wednesday?" And I'm like, "If you need me to, yeah."
Yep.
And I told my dad, I was like, "Hey, when do you plan on leaving?" He was like, "Oh, I don't know." And I was like, "Well, I'm starting on Wednesday." I was like, "Well, I'm leaving Thursday then." So that was the first start was really cool. And you know, first pro start, you're always gonna be nervous, but I always say nerves are okay because it means you care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and now I'm not saying I'm numb to it because it's still like, you know, I'm especially now because I'm coming out of a completely different role. I'm coming out of the bullpen, so it's definitely I'm feeling it again, but it's an awesome feeling.
Let's talk about my favorite thing about sports, the trash talking. I have to think as a pitcher, you don't get the opportunity to trash talk as much because you got nobody to hang out with. Like the first baseman's gonna eventually get someone up there, and then they can trash talk, and the catcher gets all the trash talk. What's it like? What's your favorite trash talk? What's the experience? And do you hear it from the crowd?
You would be surprised at the opportunity we get to trash talk.
Yeah, because remember, we only pitch once or twice a week, so most of the time we're either in the bullpen back or in the dugout. So we get the trash talk a lot more than you would think, and you just don't hear it.
Yeah. And
Who
there's
are you
like
trash talking in the dugout?
think about it, right? Like if somebody, say a guy flies out to like deep left field and he's like on his way to second, as he's coming around back to
That
the
is
dugout,
true.
he has to walk right by you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes that guy has something to say, and sometimes you don't like what he has to say. And so, I mean, there is some opportunity, and like guys on base can hear you. You're not that far away.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you're a special type of individual, you'll just yell at the guy that's in the box. So,
I've
you
been
know.
a part of plenty of teams that have a guy like that.
Yeah.
When there's a
Are you that
that-
guy?
No, I can't. I'm very stone cold, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I think a lot of pitchers feel this way. Is when you're on the mound and you're actually like pitching, 99% of the time you're not hearing what anybody's saying. There's that 1% where, like, for example, if like our parents or our girlfriends are yelling something, we'll probably hear that because like, we're so used to
tuned
their
in.
voice.
Oh,
But if it's a random fan, there is like 1% of the time where you actually hear what they have to say, and it's got to be something that really makes you upset for you to hear it. And that's just not a good thing to do to a pitcher because it just puts them in a different gear, and then you really messed up. Like that happened to me. happened to me at our away game. I got myself into a little bit of a jam. Not gonna lie, and one of the fans hadn't heard what anybody said all day, but I heard him say the pitcher's rattled. I was like, oh, pitcher's rattled. Okay, let's see what happens. And then I got out of the jam, and I'm just saying
Like, thanks for
nasty
yelling
things to that
yeah.
guy to myself because obviously I'm not gonna go up to him and scream at him like, oh yeah, I'm rattled.
come on.
Yeah, so saying those things to myself with a lot more vocal words.
What team do you play that's probably the worst at just being derogatory? And let me preface
Like
this.
they're the most derogatory.
Or they're the most we hate the Voyagers. We like the people who just get on the bandwagon because let me preface this with when we go to Cat Grizz, which is the football teams here in in Montana, it does not matter what team is at home. They are just terrible about all the things. Like the coach, like he's a pile of junk, and the players are piles of junk.
You gotta
and I'm
remember,
like,
football, that's a different beast. And also, when you come to trash talking, we're at least spread out. They're headbutting each other before the play starts. So that's
more kind trash talk.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's more kind, but there's definitely less in a sense, and less like, in my opinion. I don't know about. I've only been here for 2 years, so I don't know like really like what our rivals would be or wouldn't be. I heard it's Missoula or Billings.
Makes sense.
The Missoula fans are truly ruthless, in my opinion.
I would agree with you.
Glacier fans can get there. They it takes them a little bit. They get oiled up, probably a couple of these, and then they start going for Missoula off the jump. They're
ready to go. They pregame.
Yeah, and
they practice.
and then when I went to Billings, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah,
I think the worst is Missoula. I've heard some pretty crazy things. My dad and my uncle went to a Missoula game, and they were. My dad is very, very pacifist in a way, but you push a wrong button and it flips a switch. He goes back to when he played football in high school with monsters in the 80s and 90s. So
he's ready to go.
Yeah, and he was a fireman too. So
yeah, don't mess with
I don't know why anybody would want to tangle with a fellow like that.
Yeah, they don't know.
Missoula people. I'm telling you.
When you do actually hear the fans, say you're at home, what can I go in the stands and be yelling at you that's like supportive or encouraging, or do I try to rattle
great.
you?
And just words of affirmation and like confidence giving words is usually good. You know, it doesn't have to be something specific.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the same thing. I think just cheering and clapping when something cool
Just
happens for
atmosphere.
us is plenty of support, or like, here we go, guys, like something like that. I mean, that's pretty much like what we're saying in the dugout.
Sure.
Like, so.
Yeah.
I went to the game Tuesday. Wasn't a great start to the game. How do you bounce back from days where you just are off?
Yeah, I mean, so to get to this point in your career. And I mean, Danny might have a completely different experience than me, but like, I've had to battle through so much adversity to get to this spot. Like I had an internal organ like spontaneously rupture at like right at the height of COVID. So like the country like locked down, and then I went into the hospital to have emergency surgery. So like, and that was like right in 2020, and I was like, I had a good chance of like getting drafted that year to play like affiliate baseball, and so I mean, to lose, I mean, yeah, I've been on the receiving end of like 20 run losses. So, it's just a skill that at a certain point, like you've dealt with so much adversity that like, you know how to deal with it. And like, this is the game that we've played our whole lives. And like every day is a new day, like every day that the sun comes up and I'm, blessed to be alive, that, I get to go out and play, and I have the chance to win. And, that I think that's the mindset that you have to take into this.
I couldn't agree more.
My husband shoots trap. Yours does as well, which is a shotgun shooting at clay pigeons, which is a disc. It shatters when you shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
My husband comes home early in the season and he says to me, I shot a 10. And I said, a 10. 25 is like getting them all. And if you don't show up to shoot, you get a 13. So he showed up to shoot, got a 10. And for a week, all I heard about was, you're married to a loser. I can't even shoot good. I don't know why I'm doing this. And he just kept focusing on the 10. And I looked at him, I'm like, you're probably going to shoot an 8 unless you start changing your mindset and
100%.
focusing on the fact that you can shoot 25s. Like, but I shot a 10.
So he should not be a professional.
How many times?
athlete,
How many times does he do that a week?
He does it every week, once a week.
Once a week.
And he only shot the 110. He's rebounded. But if you find a teammate like my husband who may be miring in the
just
fact
Stuck in
that
it.
he can't get over it? Is there something you guys do, or do you just go, come on, you're a professional at this.
Well,
Knock it off.
actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I can overthink, especially if I don't have the results that I want. Like yesterday, I had a really good first inning, and then the second inning kind of got out of hand. And we have a lot of great teammates, and they're just like, listen, that's gonna happen. It's the second week of the season. We've played 96 games, so it's okay.
Let it
that's
go.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, and then they give you other things like, okay, you just need to think about this and not think about this and stuff like that. So we have our teammates we're really close with each other. So it's all about getting constructive criticism. Like if you can't take someone giving you an insult and understand that they're telling you that because you need to fix it, then you can't even be in this game at all. Because it's all constructive criticism, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, and nobody's going to be harder on you than yourself. Like, and like being your own coach is like the biggest thing of being an athlete is like, we have a great coaching staff, but you got to figure those things out for yourself. And like, if you're expecting your confidence to come from somewhere else, you're not going to stick around a whole lot.
Yeah.
So
Do you either of you dream of coaching?
No, God, I can't do it. I've been asked. It's like, hey, you are you gonna coach when you finish baseball? I'm like, absolutely not. The only thing I might do is maybe coach my kids, but I don't think I'll coach them in a setting where I'm the head of the team. Like if he was like, he wants to play baseball, he or she wants to play baseball or softball, and I was like, okay, well, let's go to the field.
Yeah.
And then that's in my way of knowing, like, okay, how committed? Like, do you want to go to the field, or do you just want to do it because your friends are doing it and it's a fun sport? Because if that's the case, then do what you want to do. But if you like committed and you want to try to be good at this, then let's go. Because I know how to do that.
Yeah. How about you?
I coach guys now.
Oh.
So I have we don't get paid a crazy amount. So like you got to have a job to support yourself. So the way that I've done that is I just train guys on their own. They pay me whatever a monthly fee to, write everything out for them.
Nice. Well, that exercise science degree
Yeah,
comes in handy.
Yeah, and it's the student loans for that master's degree are not good either. But I mean, it's a passion of mine for sure. And just like, as somebody who's been through a lot of adversity, like I've made so many mistakes. So, I think that's the importance of having a coach and having a mentor is like that person's made all those mistakes already. So like they can't stop you from making them, but once you do make them, they can help you get through them faster. And hopefully they can help you avoid some of them at some point. So it's really rewarding for me to be able to give that to, younger guys.
Very cool.
I coached softball, little girl softball one time. It was not good. And I determined that coaching was not my strength or
I just can't
a
do
suit
it.
for me.
Because I feel like it the way that I am wired, and I'm sure everybody else is wired this way. If I were to be coaching like right now, as I am right now, and the game started going out of hand, I'd want to put the jersey on and go out there. So like, and I'd get way too competitive. So that's why like even in school, like a lot of athletes they tend towards like sports management, exercise. Like I did a bachelor's in engineering and a master's in business. Like I stayed away from it.
Brains and bronze over here too. Yeah.
Engineering.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Do you have what's if you could be on any team in the world, what would be your dream team, dream position, all that?
It's tough to answer right now. So my answer since the last offseason has been the Dodgers because I think the Dodgers are just going to win the next 10 World Series in a row.
Yeah.
So, like, why would you want to play for anybody else at this point? I grew up, so my family is from the Pittsburgh area. So the University of Pittsburgh was my dream school. I grew up a Pirates fan. It's been a very hard life. But
Don't worry, I'll say my team and you'll agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
mine too.
yeah. But it would be really cool to pitch for the Pirates. But honestly, if any one of those 30 organizations thought that I was good enough to play for them, I would do it for free.
I tell people that. I said I'd sign for a firm handshake right now.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick a team, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Where I'm from, I'd probably pick the Marlins.
Yeah.
So close to home, Miami. It'd be very easy for a lot of people that I know and grew up with playing baseball over little league to college to be like, hey, I'm going to pitch. You want to come? And be like, yeah, I'm an hour away. I'll be there in a sec. I'll be there in an hour. So that's where I go. But I mean, he made a good point. I mean, if if your sole goal oriented is to get a World Series ring, I mean, it'd be pretty foolhardy of you not to say the Dodgers.
Sure.
The Twins won a World Series one time.
So did the Marlins. No, wait, have they won? Yeah, they've won a World
So
Series.
did the Royals.
2001.
Huh?
2001, I think
Yeah.
they won. Yeah.
No, it's not that far away. Only
Yeah.
19.
It's
only
pretty far
24
away now.
years. Yeah, it is now.
That's depressing.
My family's from Minnesota, so it was like the late 80s, early 90s when the
Mhm.
Twins won the World Series, and it was like a national holiday for our family. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're calling in sick on Monday. We got our
Mhm.
little Twins World Series handkerchiefs.
Yep.
Sure, my mom still has it in a box somewhere in her basement. Remember that one time? I'm like, yeah, when we were baseball fans, and
Uh-huh.
we were good.
Yeah, I'm from Kansas City, so Royals fan, but about a decade ago,
Yeah.
wasn't so bad. Yeah.
Talk to me about Orbit, because he seems to be a pretty larger than life figure on the field. What the kids really, really are attracted to. Do you think that's because he's roaming around, and if you got to get out on the dugout and dance, that maybe they'd be more?
You could do that when you retire.
Hey, you
Wow.
could be Orbit, man.
Yeah, man. Sounds like a great idea.
So,
I mean, he's an alien.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get to hang out with him at all? 'Cause-
I don't think I've actually shaken Orbit's hand.
Oh. Well, you're kind of busy during the game.
Yeah,
so-
you know,
I mean,
we
that's
don't really
probably
get to
good.
see-
He's not bothering you.
Yeah, I mean, there was actually one time yesterday he was with around with the kids where they're out by the grassy area back about
Yeah.
by left where the bullpen's at, and he peered over and waved. That's about it though.
Have you ever seen who
Orbit is?
who
I've
embodies
been told
Orbit?
I cannot disclose that information.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not asking you to disclose. I understand that's top secret, and I'm just wondering if you knew.
How about after the games, do you then come out and sign things for the kids?
Yeah.
Is that mandatory as part of
It's-
your contract?
It's not mandatory, but I mean, you just kind of like if you were that kid, would
Yeah.
you want somebody to sign your baseball? Of course.
Yeah.
So there's obviously days where like you don't want to do it, a bad starting thing, but most of the time we're out there signing as much as we can.
That's cool. Mascots, I shouldn't even say this because then somebody's going to use it against me someday. I am terrified of mascots, like in costumes.
So you can't go to
Yeah,
Orbit?
Yeah, don't you remember that over there? I'm like, I shouldn't say this out loud because people, terrified. I don't know what it is. If I can't
He's
see their
just a
face.
person.
No, I
So, like-
even now today I go and I'm like,
So like, okay, so
Yeah.
obviously from Florida, I'm gonna say this. So like, you can't go to Disney World to see like Mickey and Minnie Mouse.
they're
'Cause, I mean,
different. I don't want them to approach me. No. I don't know.
I've got some connections. I'm gonna make that happen if you ever get
If we could just fill the office full of people
that
in
would be my
costumes.
nightmare. And it's like clowns and stuff. I don't even mind as much. I think the fact that I
because
can't
it's the face paint, so you can't see their face.
Right. It's they're like the clown. I don't know. That doesn't bother me. Because I can still see their like actual human expression. I don't know. There's something about it. It just terrifies me. So I respect Orbit from a distance, but I don't want to get close to Orbit.
So last year, I got to go to a game where they were auctioning off the jerseys.
Oh, yeah, you
they did
did.
that twice.
Yeah.
Did yours get auctioned off?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I bought both of mine.
Oh, good. Good for you.
That's a bunch of.
Oh, she's
So,
angry.
Well, my
I-
mom my mom has one,
Okay.
and then I have one.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. I got into a bidding war with one of
did.
the
I forgot
host
about this.
host moms, and I was ready to take her
Which
down.
jersey?
Well, now I can't even remember because I was so angry at her.
Wow.
No, it's
I
okay.
got so much anger towards this woman I don't know who's opened her house to players and was bidding on these jerseys.
She should get the jersey.
Do you remember what number it was? Because I can tell you maybe.
I know I bid on 22.
22. No.
I don't.
I said that very
So
confidently.
No one
So
knows
confident.
anything.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought you were gonna say like 1 or like
No.
3 or something like that. 22.
Yeah,
No, Freddie's 23.
I was
22
bidding
last
on
year.
22 because that's my number. And
Is
this,
that the only reason you wanted it? Because it's your number?
yes,
And so the woman who actually knew and supported this player, you just won it for the number.
She was bidding on multiple jerseys.
Oh.
There were some jerseys that didn't have bids, and so I bid on anyone that hadn't been bid on.
Okay.
Still got outbid on all of those. I'm like,
somebody
what is
tried to
going on?
somebody tried to outbid my mom.
Oh.
Like my mom was writing it down and she was making sure she wrote her last name because it's my last name, and people were still outbidding. I was like, come on, like think about that. Like you see the correlation. Like that's my mom, and you're still gonna try to outbid. I don't know. I think that's just like a little weird.
It might have been me.
It
I'm glad
probably
she-
was you.
No,
You're just trying to get the price up.
no.
Yeah, more for charity and the team.
Yep, I'm that
I was
good.
trying to give you a good out
yeah.
here.
I'm that good of a hearted person. So, yeah. So I look forward to the jersey auction this year. Hopefully it happens.
What
and
number are you guys?
I'm 17.
17.
36.
There we go.
Yeah.
If any family coming up for that I'm need to be polite about. So,
Maybe.
okay. Well,
Ooh.
make sure to check the last
Is your
names.
thought that like that's his mom, so she could have anything signed by him at any point?
No, it's not about the signing. It's about
Okay.
getting the jersey. It's not like Logan's making sure you don't steal.
Yeah, I was like,
stuff.
go make friends with Logan. He'll hook you up with a
Yeah,
dirty
I don't
jersey.
think he would.
bribe him.
Yeah.
Get Logan in here. Get all of his secrets.
Yeah, maybe I'll
Mhm.
befriend him. I don't want to have to get angry at a host mom for bidding on the jersey.
You're gonna
I mean,
get
that-
yourself banned from.
Obviously, that's bad, And then last year, Scott comes in, starts pulling the sheets. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he goes, bidding has ended. And I'm like, fine. So sometimes you just can't be quick enough. That's all I have to say.
So, Josh, this is what you have to look forward to later this season.
So there's that ballpark food. Since you play the game and you're not necessarily spectators, do you have any favorite ballpark food?
Oh.
Because you obviously have to go to some game sometime and
no,
watch.
of course. I like. This is gonna sound weird, but like, I'm a big burger guy. So obviously, when we
Yeah.
go to Roadhouse
Yeah.
after this, I'm very excited. So I'll go get a burger or a hot dog, but I like popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, popcorn's great. I don't know if we sell these, but a ballpark churro is like one of my
Oh.
favorite
Oh.
things
Okay.
in the world. Like,
Oh. Do churros? Yes. No.
No.
Oh, well, there's an idea for next year.
you're welcome.
My
Yeah.
my mom is a really big baseball fan, and so when she comes to town and the Voyagers are playing, I'll take her out there, and she's like, "Okay, I need to go get my hot dog," and I'm like, "No other time on planet Earth are you craving a hot dog."
But it's not a hot dog; it's a ballpark hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Very
synonymous.
different.
It's
very,
synonymous with
very different.
baseball. Yeah.
And then I will make a plug for the experience on Sundays. Brunch at the baseball park happens on Sundays here in Great Falls.
Yeah.
I don't know any place better to have brunch, honestly.
No kidding. That does sound fun. I do
That's
need to
a
get
lie.
to that
There's a
this
lot
year.
of good places to have brunch, but
There is.
that's
but
a
not
pretty
quite
unique
that
experience.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
brunch in a show.
Yeah.
Mhm, that's right. And then 4th of July. I mean, that's Great Falls has become a really big
Oh.
place to celebrate Independence
Let me tell you
Day.
something.
There's a lot that
Last
happens here.
year, 4th of July, obviously, we're in Florida. You're going on the boat and you're having a good time on
Oh,
the
yeah,
water, and then you're coming back and watching fireworks somewhere. I have never seen fireworks like Great Falls does it.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Yep.
The number of shows. So Tuesday night they had fireworks after the game because
Yeah.
it was the home opener. Do you guys get to come out of the locker room after
Yeah.
the game and watch them?
Yeah. So Tuesday, I had to take care of something so I can actually get to watch fireworks. But like 4th of July, like we'll all sit and just lay down on the grass in front of the dugout and just watch it. Because I mean, 4th of July fireworks, you just have to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
pretty cool,
awesome.
though. I mean, you're playing America's pastime.
Yep.
You're out there watching the fireworks. Like that's
Mhm.
pretty cool. To
No,
get to be
it's
part
an
of that.
it's an awesome feeling. It's just it's kind of just like everything coming together, and then you get
Yeah.
to see some fireworks.
Did you do the parade earlier in the day?
No,
Yeah.
I don't
There's
think
a-
so.
There's a
Are you
big.
allowed to go out and
maybe.
do like a party before the game?
I wouldn't
Just
say
depends how you
like
feel.
I wouldn't say no, but
Gotta be
I
ready
don't
to
think we've
play.
ever done it.
Yeah. So just so you know, not that I'm promoting this because I want you ready to play. But we have a huge parade on the 4th of July in downtown Great Falls, just massive. And then there's a free concert, the 4th of July Hootenanny, that takes over downtown Great Falls. They close down the streets for it as well. So we always tell people their 4th of July itinerary, it's a big one booked here in Great Falls. You go to the parade, you go to the free concert, you go watch you guys. Make it a full day.
I got to go to a Houston Astros game, and last minute decision. I think we paid $25 for our tickets. But let me tell you, I had front row seats to the fireworks show, and I watched them go off like right in front of me, and you saw the cannon shoot up, and I'm like, I paid $25 to have this great experience to watch fireworks go off.
Fun.
Couldn't see the game much because I'm up in the nosebleeds, but
it's fun. It's all part of the experience.
Yeah.
So we're getting close. You're gonna have to go get burgers. Really appreciate you guys coming in and sharing your experience of being a professional baseball player.
Yeah. We gotta get a picture with them afterwards when they're famous.
You need to be close to the microphone.
I know how it works.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for being here. Thanks for spending your Thursday morning with us.
Yeah.
I love getting to talk to people who are so passionate about their sport. I love basketball, but I am not passionate enough to have just like devoted my life to it. So finding people who do that is pretty impressive. So folks, next time you're in Great Falls, come watch the Voyagers play. If you need some insider tips of what food to eat, I'm your gal. And then now you've got 2 favorite players to cheer for when you're here. So,
36 and 17.
Correct.
Yep. And get a program and then learn everybody and then know their statistics and just immerse yourself in the game.
Don't do that last part.
No.
Don't do the statistics part. Just watch the game and enjoy the game.
I know you can throw 96. Do it.
Well, as I was thinking about that, because, when we're going to do the horse races in July and you have to study like the horse and the jockey, and I'm like, I'm just going to pick the gray horse, or I'm just going to, that's a cute name. I'm doing that. So whatever works for you for baseball, whatever works for you for horse racing. It can all be done here in Great Falls. And until we see your bright, smiling, happy, healthy, beautiful faces in our fair, fair city, we do hope you're creating amazing memories with your friends and family wherever you might be. See you soon.
We're No Dam Experts is the recorded claims from Great Falls, Montana, covering what you need to know about this amazing damn town. Damn, that felt good.